Today we're going to do some clutching. Got to get ready to go down to Mississippi Thunder Wings and Karts. Practice is next Saturday, the 30th, I believe. And then the following week then is the World of Outlaws show. Welcome back to Sleep Racing, everybody. So I got to go dig through my notebook and see what I had on for gears last year when we went down there. So I kind of got a base to start with here. And then I'm going to tear my clutch apart, clean it, put the right driver on it. If this is not the right driver, I'm not really sure. And then I will find the right sprocket and we'll put the right sprocket on. We'll get the chain set. Get the motor tightened down. Number one thing that you guys need to buy if you're going to get into go-karting. Obviously, if you're going to get into go-karting, you need a go-kart. But really, that's probably the second most important thing. Well, first, that's probably the first most important thing. Second most important thing, a notebook. Get yourselves notebooks, please. And if you so much as change air pressures throughout the night, write it down. It's great to go back to and just get in the habit of doing that because trust me, it is well worth it. All right, so found the numbers that we ran last year on this kart before I made the updates. So it would have had this style front end on it from SKE. So before I made the updates, this is what we ran down to Felton City last year. We ran a 14-tooth driver with a 58 rear gear. That's what I ran for tire pressures. Now this is on the Hoosier D20 slick tires. So, yeah. The A main was a good night. We ran really well. We started fourth, got second. The kart was good. So those are the numbers that we're probably going to put in when we put it down on the scales. We're going to try to push towards that. The only thing that I don't have wrote down, and guess what? I need it wrote down, is my caster and my camber. So imagine I'm a little nervous now because I didn't do my paperwork properly and I didn't write all of that down. So I'm going to have to go back and find my original scale numbers and set my caster and my camera to those and hope that it's close. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do. We're going to clean up the clutch, put the 14-tooth driver on, and the 58 rear gear. Usually they always go flying. So I think we got a 12 tooth on here because I believe the last race that we ran was race late. Judging by that it has a bushing and not a bearing, I'm going to go with that it's a 12 tooth. Yep, I was right. So, let's clean this all up. So we're just going to clean up this clutch. I just clean it out with some brake clean or parts cleaner or whatever you got laying around, really. Clean it up real good, make sure there's no dust and dirt and everything else. I usually try to go through my clutches like this. It kind of depends on the tracks that I go to. If they're real dusty, real dirty tracks, I'll do it a little more. Otherwise, I try to do it like once a month or, you know, once every 2 or 3 race nights. Depending on how much you guys race. That's kind of our thing, I guess. Grab the air and blow this out. We run the NorAm 3-shoe disc clutch. Really nothing fancy. I have red springs in mine. I believe Dad's got the yellow springs. Just driver preference on that part of it. We had really good luck with them. We really liked the NorAm. We had the NorAm Stinger Premiers. Really good clutches. Highly recommend those. They were out of stock, so we got these last year, and they held up great. So we're just going to continue to run them this year and go from there. The biggest thing that I've found on these is this. This is what is called the thrust washer. Make sure that it is clean. Make sure that it is okay. Everything seems to be, you know, operational there. If this locks up or comes apart, which I've had them do, you are stranded because now your clutch is completely engaged. Believe it or not. I don't know how it all works, but it does, and I've lost a few. Well, I was unable to start races features because of this. So we keep those on hand for the NorAms. So if you guys ever do have a problem, please come find the Sleep Racing trailer. I'm sure we'll have these with and can help somebody out if they need it. Other thing is the thrust washer, the thrust bearing washer. This part here is also good. Make sure that it is not bent. Make sure that it is not cracked or anything weird like that. And as long as that stuff's all good, your shoes look fine. They're not all melted in the grooves here. I don't know if the camera picks that up or not, but as long as those aren't melted in any way, shape, or form, you should be fine. Other than that, what I do is we get out the Vaseline. Got to roll up my sleeves. I'm going to really get into this. Yeah. So I just take some Vaseline on my fingers and you just put it right in that bearing, and that will help that bearing stay lubricated and stay good. Like I said, I do this, you know, every few race nights. Just take this apart. Even if you don't go through the entire clutch, take this bearing apart, hose it out, blow it out, put some new Vaseline on it, and good to go. I'm sure there's other products that you can use in Vaseline. It's just Vaseline's cheap, and somebody said that one day, so that's what I started using, and we just keep on using it. So, and then you just put it back together, put the washer on. So if you took yours apart or it blew apart and you don't know how they go, you got your clutch, and then you got your bearing. Your bearing goes on the shaft. The washer goes on top of the bearing, just like that. And that's it. The thrust bearing is cleaned, lubricated, and back together. Now we're going to take this 12-tooth driver off and put the 14-tooth driver on. So, gotta find my handy dandy. Need my handy dandy screwdriver here. Down inside here, I don't know if that camera picks any of this up, but there is a little retaining washer that comes around here. It's like a spring washer. You got to get that out. See how it kind of popped up there? So it sits down inside of a groove here, so you got to get that out. Out of that groove, just like that. And it just kind of unscrews itself, as you see. This is just basically a washer that is kind of like a spring. So once you get that, your sprocket just kind of falls off. Now there's like a spacer washer down inside here, so make sure that you guys put that back in. There's our 14-tooth driver. Now this is kind of the same deal. I believe it's the 12s and 13s have bushings. And then 13 and above, or 14 and above, I should say, has bearings. So kind of the same deal. I like to clean out the bearing and put some more, lubricant in it, better, newer lubricant. And guess what? I'm out of cleaner. Probably another little helpful tip. Go buy stock and like brake clean and parts cleaner and whatnot, because you probably use a lot of it if you're anything like us. So as you see, just nasty stuff inside there. So get that all cleaned out good. And we'll do the same thing. We'll just throw a little Vaseline back on it and put it all back together. And just like that, it's all back together. And there we go. We got a clutch ready to go on the motor. So that's how we do it. I'm sure there's multiple ways of doing it. So you know what? Why don't you guys, the ones watching, why don't you post how you guys do it? Let me know in the comments below. Would love to know if there's a better way or a different way, or who really knows. You know, there's multiple ways to do one thing, right? So always open to hear them. If you have any questions on the way that we do it, also please comment below, and we will try to help you answer any questions. And I'm sure there will be other people also in the comments that would be glad to help you. I know Wolfe Motorsports is always great people and great to help people. So if you have not yet, go check them out over on YouTube also. They got their own YouTube channel, great family group, just like me and my dad. So go check them out, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for them. And then, yeah. So we're going to go put this on the motor now. All right, let's go put this on the motor. So there's a keyway down inside there. What I do is I try to turn the motor shaft with the recoil here so that groove is up. Just makes it easier. I then put my finger in the backside on that on the keyway, and I'll just line that up until it slides on, just like that. We're gonna put the chain on quick. I don't like chain lubes because chain lubes, to me, they might soak in a little bit, but they're sticky. And sticky in dirt racing doesn't usually go well. Yeah, I've tried it, been there. I don't like it. The best thing that I found is transmission fluid for us. Soaks in nice. Let it sit for a few days, drip dry into a bucket, and then I just wipe it off like that. And I don't know, it seems to work really well. So that's how we do it. That's how we've always done it. Once again, if you guys know of a better product out there, let me know. Be glad to try it out. I just know that most chain lubes that I have tried, I have not liked because they are sticky and just all around just don't like them. So now we're just gonna put this on. You guys fell. You guys fell down. You guys all right? You good? Whew, you guys scared me. You guys have been drinking, haven't you? Tell ya. Let's try this again. Don't fall over this time. We're gonna put the chain on the clutch, slide the clutch in, take our bolt, put it in the end of the shaft, and tighten it up. And just like that, the clutch is on.